The Boston Tea Party, December 16th, 1773. One may think that the Boston Tea Party is your typical tea party with pinkies up and a side of crumpets, being as careful as you can not to spill your tea, but the Boston Tea Party is the complete opposite. It all started with the Tea Act in 1773, initially referred to the destruction of the tea in Boston because of John Adams. The Tea Act was when Britain granted East India Company a monopoly on tea trade. It was believed to be a plot to drive companies out of business. Colonists objected to the Tea Act because they believed it violated their rights to no taxation without representation. They should only be taxed by their elected representatives. The Tea Act symbolized British tyranny, so the Sons of Liberty protested in defiance of the Tea Act. They disguised themselves as Indians on December 16, 1773. 3 ships sailed from London carrying 342 chests and dumping them into the harbor. In retaliation, the British closed the ports and inflict even harsher penalties. The coercive acts were enforced in 1774, which were designed to punish Boston and reduce power of colonial assembly. This soon led to the start of the American Revolution War in 1775 in Boston, Massachusetts. This video is a great explanation of the Boston Tea Party.
On the cold winter night of December 16, 1773, a band of American colonists approached 3 British ships in Boston Harbor. The men are disguised as Indians, and they have a mission: destroy the tea on board each ship to protest yet another British tax on the colonies. The Boston Tea Party, as it comes to be known, is rooted in growing friction between the colonies and the British Crown over Parliament's right to levy taxes. For the past 13 years, Britain has taxed a number of items used in the colonies, everything from sugar to playing cards, each time the colonies protested. In 1773, Parliament passed the Tea Act. This required the colonists to purchase only British tea. Though it was actually cheaper than other teas, it was taxed, and to many colonists, that was intolerable. In Boston, the colonists demanded the tea ships return to Britain. The British refused, so the colonists took matters into their own hands.
The interesting thing about the Tea Party is we think there's like a wild sort of riot or mob and that there's mass confusion, and actually the colonists were really specifically interested in making a point about tea to the British. So they didn't storm and destroy the ship. They actually didn't damage this ship at all. They just went for the tea. They didn't even break the lock to the hatch. They just wanted to make a point that the tax was bad, and they were going to show that by just destroying the tea.
The British were outraged. They closed Boston Harbor to trade and tried to assert even more control over Massachusetts. The colonists resisted, united in a growing defiance against England. 16 months after the Boston Tea Party in 1775, the American Revolution begins.
This was the Boston Tea Party of 1773.